Good morning. Happy Friday. I have a doctor's appointment at 8:45. Can I tell you how excited I am for that? But it is for my back. I called them yesterday and asked could they get it moved up. And they said, well, he's off all next week, but we have one in the morning. I said, I'll take it, okay? Because I need to see what's going on, what's going on. I don't even know where to begin today's video, but all I know is Penelope better hurry. Come on, we're not going far. It's raining. It's cold and raining. This is going to be a very short walk because it'll be. Hi! Okay, so anyway, Penny got a treat. She's very excited. I have it in my hand and I'm trying to get her to do her business, but she's too excited about the treat. I'm like, you got to do your business. You're going to get your treat in a minute, baby. Yeah, you're going to get it in a minute, but I need you to do your business because Mommy's got to leave. Okay, so a lot of things happened since my video yesterday. A lot of things. A lot of crazy things. All right. I just wanted to go ahead and get in the car so I could be less interrupted. Okay, so I'm going to start at the end of the story so that you know that the little thing that I rescued is fine, okay? And it has been turned over to someone who has done this thing before. I'm going to start out with my neighbor, my friend, my boss, Tommy. She's that friend that will make you do things. She will be that friend that says, go ahead, do it. It'll be okay. Yeah. She's that friend. We all need friends like that in our life, right? Well, I have two sets of keys. I had just the door key and the deadbolt for the storm door key on this key ring. However, this is kind of bulky, so I removed those two little keys from this keychain so that I can put those little keys in my side pocket on my leggings for when I go walk. Well, in my rush to leave the house last night, I grabbed this. This would not get me in my house. So I texted Tommy, my boss, my friend, my neighbor, and I was like, you're not going to believe this. It's 9:15 at night, and I am locked out of my house. And she goes, what? Do you need me to come get you? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm at home. I just can't get in the house. I think she thought I meant the car at first. And she goes, oh, well, do you need anything? I was like, well, in my house. I've called a locksmith. And she was like, oh. I thought I gave a key to my home to my mother when I moved in, but my father has no idea where it's at. I've asked him several times, do you have a key to my house? And he's like, no, I don't have a key to your house. I'm going to get keys made today, okay? Let's just go ahead and nip that one in the bud. We're going to get the keys made for the house, and I'm going to give one to Tommy, and I'm probably going to give one to Joan, and I'm going to give one to my dad. But see, the problem with last night is I couldn't go to my dad's. I mean, I could have. No, I couldn't. I couldn't go to my dad's because it was 9:15, and he goes to bed very early, okay? I mean, like, when the sun goes down, that's when he goes to bed. And same with Joan. Joan's in bed at 7:30. So it wouldn't have done any good to go to my dad's because I have another set of keys. With all my keys, that's where his house key is, in the house. I would like to add at this point that I couldn't just go over there and knock on the door to my dad's house because he takes his hearing aids out at night, so he wouldn't have heard me. He wouldn't have heard the phone. Yeah, so back to the story. So I go around to all the windows and all the doors just to make sure, because Lord knows I have left the back door unlocked a time or 12 since I've lived in this house, okay? Well, none. My father was a detective in crime prevention, okay? So we keep the doors and windows locked. I'm just saying. Well, then Tommy, my friend, my boss, my neighbor, she drives down. She brings me a bottle Coke and chili cheese Fritos, which I couldn't eat because they have cheese in them. She thought they were just the chili. But anyway, that's not the point. But it was so sweet of her. And I don't know why she thought I needed a snack. I mean, I was a little thirsty, but I needed to pee more than that, you know. And I could have gone to her house, but there again, I'm waiting on a locksmith who, I might add, would not tell me how much it would cost to get me in my house till he got there, which to me is so wrong. Here's where the friend comes in that tells you to do something, and you're like, yeah, let's do that. She's like, it would be cheaper to replace the pane in your in your door than it would be to pay a locksmith. Let's get a rock. Okay, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, yeah, let's get a rock. So I got a rock, and I busted my one. You know, my window has like 9 panes, separate panes, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to replace that one pane. However, I felt the most odd taking a rock to my window and busting it so that I could stick my hand in and unlock the door. Yeah. Not to worry though, there again, crime prevention. I have this big safety type stick. I think it's made by Brinks, and you put it under your doorknob and you kick it in, and that way, even if someone does break out a window, they can't get that undone from that angle. Yeah, so I was safe. There's no problem with that. And my storm door has a deadbolt, which I keep deadbolted, as y'all know, because I'm constantly doing it on videos. Anyway, yeah, so I grabbed a rock. Thankfully, I had taken my great big jacket, my big jacket that I always wear when it's super cold. I had taken that to protect the little thing that I was rescuing, and I used it after the rock, and I pulled big panes out. It's like an 8 by 11. It's like a sheet of paper size window. So I'm pulling those out and handing them to Tommy, who's laying them over on the side of my steps. And I reach in and unlock the door, and I get in, and all is well. And she helps me clean up the glass and all the things. I mean, it was just a catastrophe. But now I'm going to move back to what happened. I was walking Penelope, and she hones in on something. Well, meanwhile, I hear all this squeaking up in the trees, and I'm looking up in the trees trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not paying attention to Penny, who's smelling of something, because dogs, they're always smelling of something. So yeah, okay. On this side of the tree, there is a giant squirrel nest, and on this side of the tree, there is a giant hawk. Now, I believe the sound I heard was the mama squirrel. I didn't know what to do, okay? I am one of those I'm kind of on the fence between letting nature take care of itself and I can't just leave this baby laying here, okay? So I finally look to Penny, who I see is smelling of something, and then I notice it's a baby squirrel. I thought the baby squirrel was deceased, okay? I mean, it fell from about 25 feet, and there was no branches under it. Like, there's no way I could have put it back up there. The first branch was 25 feet up, at least, okay? I pick up the baby squirrel, thinking it's deceased, just to get it off the sidewalk. Well, you would know when I pick it up, it was still warm, it was still breathing, and at this point, I'm almost in a panic, like, okay, now what? What do I do? I don't know how to take care of a squirrel. I can't be birthing no babies, and I can't be taking care of no squirrel. I have a cat and a dog, and a job that's almost like a full-time job, and this job that's almost like a full-time job, and I don't have time to bottle feed a baby squirrel, even if I knew how. But I pick it up and I hold it close to me, and I'm like, Penelope, we have to go back home because I have a baby. I have a baby I have to do something with, and it was cold, and I held it close to me and I kept it warm, and I named him Simon. Not because he was a squirrel necessarily, because Simon was a chipmunk, but because Simon was my pawpaw's name, and I just think it's a cute name, okay? So, yeah, I cradled him all the way home. Well, as I'm walking up my street, Bianca, the girl's mom, by the way, that was them yelling at me, Miss Tracy, this morning, yeah. Bianca comes driving out, and I'm like, trying to tell her to stop, and she stops, and I'm like, what do? And she goes, oh, it's a baby squirrel. I raised a baby squirrel one time. You just have to go get pet milk, like for cats or dogs, and a little bottle, you know, for like kittens, and just feed it, and they're great pets. And I was like, but I have a cat and a dog, and I don't want a pet squirrel. I mean, I want to save its life, but I don't want to raise it. I don't want to raise a pet squirrel, okay? Because it would be like that, oh, who was that sang the Mississippi Church, you know, where the squirrel got loose and all that stuff. Anyway, I don't want a baby squirrel, okay? But here I am with a baby squirrel. She didn't want it either. So I go in the house and I get a towel and I get a tiny little basket, and I wrap him up and I put him in the basket, and then I drive to Petco, really hoping and praying that the girl is there that has a pet rat that she brings to work every day. Yeah, because I'm like, if you have a pet rat, surely you'll take in a pet squirrel, right? Well, she wasn't there, but they were very helpful in helping me get what I needed, and I bought a little plastic box, and I bought some bedding, and I came home and I put my heating pad on the counter and turned it on high and set the box on it, and then put a towel over it, and he was all warm and snuggly in there. I tried to feed him, but he wouldn't eat. And technically I tried to feed him the first time, and I hadn't snipped a hole in the top of the bottle, so nothing really happened. And I was also trying to feed him like you feed a baby on his back. Thank God the nipple was not open, or he would have probably aspirated and died. And then I decided it was time for me to watch a video, which was very detailed in, they weighed the squirrel, and then they weighed the food, and I'm like, I don't have all that. I'm not a professional wildlife rescue person. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, anyway, long story short, I put it on Facebook and asked for help, and someone tagged someone who retired from animal control, who does not raise, but you know, she rescues and rehabilitates squirrels. So I took off last night to go meet her with said squirrel, and turned him over to her, and praise God for Cindy and what she does, because I can't be raising those squirrels. Yeah, and then I came home and I was locked out of my house. I do have some videos, that little clips that I'm gonna put into this one, because he's adorable. Anyway, yes, so I busted a hole in my window so that I could break into my own home. So yes, I'm going today to get more keys made. But I wish y'all could have seen Penelope's face as I am busting a hole in the window. She's on the other side, and I kept telling her to get back. Get back, Jojo, get back. because, you know, glass. But would she? No. But she's fine. Yeah, I just went over there and grabbed a rock like I was, I don't know who, and turned my head away and hit that thing, hit that window, and it didn't do nothing. And I was like, now what? And then I hit it again, and it knocked a hole in it about that big and then shattered up like that. And I was like, well, looky there. Yeah, so that's how that went. Okay, well, I'm at the doctor, so I'll be back. A baby squirrel. Yeah. Do I have a clue as to what I'm doing? No, I do not. Oh, Lord. Now, look at here. Don't. No. Come on now. You can't really go anywhere, okay? Because we have a cat and a dog. Can you eat just a little bit? He won't eat anything. Now then, Simon the squirrel. I handed him off to someone who retired from animal control, and she has raised many a squirrel, and said she would take care of him. Praise be to Jesus. Have I already said that? Yes. Now I got to figure out how to get back home. Now then, I'm off work, and that will conclude the last 24 hours almost. Yeah. What do you think? I know it was very choppy, but I wanted to include all of the little bits and pieces throughout the video so you could fully get an understanding of the chaos that ensued when I picked up the squirrel. He sure was cute though, you know. I can't be raising no squirrels. No. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Remember that I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon because these people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, which will be tomorrow, good Lord willing, because I do be posting every day, okay? Toodles, my noodles, and stay silly, my friends.